Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Jasmine at the Eternal Circle, also known as the Psychic Mummy. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, spread-wise. I'm not going to be figuring out what's going on this week, considering that I just did a whole tarot over the whole month of May. I might do that maybe next week. We'll see. So instead, I'm going to be looking at your possible path choices that you're going to be looking at, or where you're at right now currently. So we're going to look at two different routes. So option A and option B. Okay? So as you know, in life we kind of have these forks in the road, and we need to make a choice. Which one should we take? Right? And we come across those pretty often in life. All right? So this spread kind of shows you, where you're at right now, and then the benefits of both paths that you're going to be taking, and the downsides of both paths, and then the outcomes of both paths. So in front of me, I've got 3 decks, because then it can resonate with a bunch of other people. Okay? So let's see here. We've got this tarot deck. Yes, this one is new. Okay. It's a nice deck. I haven't really very much connected with it, but as I figure, my decks are tools. They assist me when I channel. Right? We have my good and trusted deck. Okay. Flip it up over. Ooh. And we have one of the other newer ones as well. Okay. You guys are probably familiar with this one, seeing as I've been using it a lot lately. So these are your choices. Take a minute, decide which deck you want, and we'll go from there. So whatever choice you're going to be facing, we'll look at the different options about which one would be a better choice for you. And while you pick, I'm going to have some coffee. Cheers. And also, while you're there picking away at the decks, if you're following me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, please check it out. Okay, there is a contest going on right now. I'm going to be holding it for until the end of Friday, I think. I'll be cutting it off Saturday morning for certain. I'll be doing a contest for a past life spirit guide free painting. Okay. Free painting, and it comes with a write-up about the painting, any information that's included, okay, about your spirit guide or past life, or what your spirit guide wants to say to you, okay, all these things. Look at the instructions that I've got posted for that contest, okay. You must be following, you need to share it, like it, and comment. You comment on it so that way I know you're going to be going for this contest, okay? Because I won't know otherwise. I'll be like, oh, they shared it. Okay, does that mean they want to be entered? So that's the only way that I'll know, is you need to comment on that picture of the contest that I'm holding, okay? So if you haven't seen that, get your butts over there now. Follow, like, comment, share, okay? I will say that I will be using the winners' paintings as the newer videos that I'll be doing to show people how I go about channeling a spirit guide or past life painting, so that way everyone sees what I can do for my work. A lot of people seemed interested on how I do it. I don't know how you guys are going to watch me do it, but I'll do what I do, okay? As well, shipping is covered as well. I'm not letting you guys pay for shipping, whoever wins them. So I just thought I'd let you know. Alright, so by now your decks should have been picked. Okay, if you haven't picked your deck, pause it now. Okay, I'm going to start with, let's go for the middle one, just to throw you off, because I always start from here, so let's start from the middle. this video earlier, but because I had such a busy early week, I was busy helping others and facilitating a lot of energy with clearing some houses out. I had to put the videos on hold. So now I've got time to do them, I'm going to do them. Yeah, that's the other thing too, is I do help others with taking a look at their homes astrally, just because of COVID right now, and seeing if there's anything in the house that's a disturbance or what have you, and then kick it out if there is, and clean the house up, and there you go. Woohoo! Alright, so let's see. So this is one of the newer spreads that I'm offering as an actual reading for my services. So what you need to know. Okay, we'll go with path 1. Okay, the benefits of this path. The downsides of this path. Possible outcome. Path 2, looking at positive outcomes of path 2. Downside of path 2. And possible outcome. Over there, so I can have some room. Hey, what you need to know. And this is going to be path 1. Just thinking, just do path 1 and then path 2 instead of trying to go back and forth, so it's not as confusing. All right, so what you need to know. Okay, we have the 5 of Doham. Okay. Okay, right now is about financial security. Okay, so you need to be able to squirrel away those finances, okay? Making sure that things balance, making sure that you're able to have a little bit of wiggle room and have a little bit of a nest egg. So making sure that you have both. Being able to pay the bills, being able to have groceries, but still have a little bit left over. Okay? And that's where you're at right now. So that's what they want to tell you, is just kind of, okay, make sure that it's balanced. Okay, don't overspend, don't be frivolous, Okay, they want to really drive it home, like make sure that you have some money set on the side. Okay, so the upside of path 1, okay, holy stone, so it's using your knowledge and your wisdom that you've had past experiences, whether that's going to school or have been in school, whether you learned from an older career or a newer career, what have you. Okay, you have those experiences underneath your belt. So those are your positive traits on this path, okay? And those are what are going to be sustainable for you on helping you secure your finances on this point. So being able to use those experiences, utilize that experience, utilize that knowledge in order to maintain that path, okay, is what they're saying. The downside of this path, the 6 of Dome, okay, is I can already feel that even though we talked about not being frivolous and overspending, okay, is that you're going to be over frivolous in spending, probably feeling like, oh, I deserve this, I deserve that, oh, I deserve that little trinket. Eventually it's going to add up, okay? Eventually it's going to be costing you. Okay, and that's the downside. Take it or leave it. Even though it's because of the fact that you already know that you have those experiences and those outcomes and that wisdom, and you feel secure where you are at, whether you've already have a job or you're going to be getting a job or you're running a business, what have you. Financially, you're already secure, but you never know, right? You could be running into car troubles or health issues or what have you, right? So, I mean, you always want to be cautious, and that's what they're telling you, right? They're telling you to be cautious. You have past experiences where you've had very little money, and now you have a lump sum of money. Now they're telling you to kind of watch out. You have that knowledge. You can store it away now, okay? But you're not going to pay attention to that. So that's a bit of a downside to this path, right? Is yes, you have the knowledge, but you're still going to be a little bit frivolous with your money. Do what you will with that, okay? The possible outcome, okay, is the AWCs. Okay, and when I touch that card, it's the instant kind of like guilt trip. Okay, so you're feeling guilty about, oh, why did I do that? I should have, listened to my husband or my spouse or my wife or what have you about, keeping my money aside. I wish we had a little bit more money to do this with and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so definitely having that kind of sense of guilt, a little bit of anxiety there, perhaps even a little bit of sadness. So really and truly, what you thought would have been secure isn't exactly secure. So that's the possible outcome of that path. Okay, we have our second path here. Just gonna move this to the side so it's not in the way. Look at that. That doesn't really happen all that often. All major arcana cards. It doesn't happen that often. Okay. Not like it matters, but still kind of cool. We have the Ardreed of Time. Okay, this is the upside of this path. Okay, already getting the sense that on this path you're going to be working hard, diligently, and doing everything that you can to maintain what you're going to be doing with your finances. So making sure that you continue to do what you're supposed to be doing with your work, business, career, whatever you have going on financially, or whatever income you are getting, okay? So you're going to be diligent with what you're doing, okay, when it comes to that, okay? The downside to this path, okay, is perhaps maybe being a little bit too diligent, or perhaps even too constraining. Okay, so even constraining on maybe, for say, your partner's accounts, okay, and being constraining on what they spend, etc., etc. All right, you need to be able to compromise with that, and be strategic on how you handle those conversations. Okay. The other downside too is, although some of you might have jobs where you can work countless hours on end, okay, it might be a good idea to maybe retract that as well, because you're going to end up fatigued, tired, cranky, okay? We don't want that, all right? And that's the end year of time. Sorry, I didn't show you that card. So just being a little bit more strategic on how you're working and what you're working towards, okay, and not exhausting yourself while doing it. Okay? Like, what's your goal for that? I guess, what's your goal for working so hard? And making sure that you're not physically or mentally exhausting yourself for the sacrifice of financial gains. Okay? The last card we have is the Banyan of Yusi. This is definitely a more outcome that is more relaxed, okay? Less of a kind of aggravated tone to it, unlike the first path that you guys are experiencing there. So all that hard work and learning how to balance that hard work, okay, is going to pay off. For you guys, okay? For some reason they're saying summer. So I don't know what's going on for this summer for you guys, but whatever's happening for this summer, if you choose this path, I think things will be good for you if you decide to do that. Okay, because it's so much as being more relaxed. So whether or not that's you taking time off work to relax, whether that's you taking a bit of a vacation, okay? Right, because all I'm getting is like being able to like sit and put my feet up and just chill. So that's what I'm getting from that card. Okay, so that's the possible outcome for that one. A lot better than the first outcome, mind you. Okay, the first outcome, if you remember, it was more like being depressed and anxious and stressed out because you were being frivolous with your money. Okay? Even though you had the knowledge and the know to. So that is your guys' cards. Remember, this is for this deck. Okay? Alright, which deck am I going to do next? Okay, let's do this one. Okay, we'll do this one next. Okay, this was the deck that was to my left. Alright. This is the new deck. New. I'm really hoping that next week will be a lot nicer. We've had nothing but rain. I am getting sick of the rain, to be honest. Need some sunshine, some warmth. Okay, what do you guys need to know? Path 1. Pros. When they're new and you can't get a hold of them. Path 1. Possible outcome. Two pros. Cons. Okay, let's see what you guys need to know. Alright. First one, Knight of Swords. Okay. What you guys need to know about that? Okay, so whatever you're going to be facing, excuse me, okay, in this decision, okay, it's not going to be easy peasy, lemon squeezy, okay? There is going to be a lot of change for you coming up, whether that's has to do with relationships around you or that has to do with just you in general, okay? But there's a lot of things coming up for you, and I think that there's a lot of emotional stuff. As soon as I started pulling the cards for this, there was a lot of emotions stirring inside me, and I'm like, ooh, okay. So whatever you're trying to journey towards on this, okay, know that you don't have to go it just by yourself, okay? You do have a support system around you that is there when you need it, even though we might have to be isolated from others because of what's going on right now. You don't have to be alone, okay? So for the first path, we have Five of Swords, which is your pros, okay? The pro on this is that, you're already starting to kind of stop listening to some of the garbage around you, especially when it comes to judgments from other people, which is good, okay? However, even though you stop listening, you have to also listen internally too and try to stop that inner negativity too. And you also have to free yourself from connections that serve no purpose in your life, whether that be any kind of relationship, really, or whether that be a relationship that's even online. You have to find out which relationships are actually toxic and which relationships are beneficial. So it's time for you to sit down and think about that, okay? It's a very heavy feeling that you get when you think about cutting people from your life, but you need to start looking at that. That's the only way that kind of change that you're looking for is going to happen and proceed, okay? The cons of this path, okay, we have the Three of Wands, okay, is that you just don't want to deal with it. That's the con. You don't want to deal with it. You just want to kind of go on your way. I'm sorry to tell you, but you're going to have to deal with it. Sooner or later, everybody has to dealing with issues, whether that be emotionally or mentally or even relationship-wise. Those issues around us we need to deal with, and we can't just run away from them. And that's the con to this, is that you want to run away, okay? That's not going to help you any. It's just going to make things worse if you hold onto all that negativity and worry and stress, especially in different relationships, and especially in the case of your own emotional state too, right? So you really should probably take a look at this and stop with the whole I'm going to run away now. Okay, so I really recommend you don't run away and face up to it. But that's just my input, okay? So this is the possible outcome that we have. Okay, this is the Emperor. Okay, so The Emperor, the Emperor is the Emperor card that I'm touching right now, is basically telling me is that, or I should say, Spirit is pretty much telling me, not the card, but they're telling me that you need to play a strategic game in this outcome. Okay. So you either have dealt with what you need to deal with, okay, or you haven't. Okay, those are your two options on that path. Because that's basically it. This one path, you have two options: deal with it or don't. And it's time. The outcome is you be strategic about what you're doing. So what that means is that you have to sit down and you need to think about, all the things that are influencing you. Okay? You need to sit down and think, why is it that you're running away? Or why is it that you're wanting to run away? Okay, what is so hard about letting go? Are you afraid of being judged for letting go? Are you afraid of being criticized even further? Are you afraid of letting people down? Are you afraid of hurting them? Okay, especially when it comes to toxicity. Toxicity is one of those things where you're not going to win in any situation. Okay, if they're toxic, you need to really cut them out. They're not beneficial. All right, that's all I got to say to that one. I'm not going to go rambling on to that. So think about that one. That's your first path. Okay. Remember, you still have a support system. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So the pros of this path, okay, is the 3 of Cups. Okay. So realizing that you do have a support system, okay, which is good, and bringing that closer to you, okay, in this particular situation that you're facing right now. And that's exactly what you want to do, is you want to bring that closer. And that's the pro of this, is that you are bringing it closer. There is going to be a unification with whoever you're planning to bring in. So they'll be there to hold non-judgmental space for you. They'll be there to listen and be able to give you some guidance or clarity around the situation too. Remember, don't get upset from their opinions on the matter or how they view things, because they are looking out for your best interests, okay? The cons of this, okay, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Cons of this path, okay? The cons of this is that you're feeling at a loss, okay? Whether that has to do with feeling like you're at a loss from yourself and not knowing what you're gonna do, or do in the situation with the people around you, or a loss, whereas you need to actually take some kind of mental sick days away from your work, what have you, just to kind of pull yourself together, okay? Which can also be a loss of finances, but either way, you're feeling this kind of deep loss. They're saying that you shouldn't wallow, though, in the regret of the choices that you're going to make. Okay? When it comes to the outcome of this path, we have the Nine of Swords. Okay? Even though you're feeling like you've been cutthroat, okay, with the whole situation, or just letting go of that inner struggles that you've been dealing with, whether that has to do with negative thinking or addictive traits, okay, those type of things, you have to realize is that yes, there is some sort of grieving period, okay, and in no way is this a betrayal to you or to anyone else. Some people might think that it is, but that's too bad for them, and you have to realize that, okay? It's not about them, it's about you and you getting better, and you having a growth, okay? And this is exactly what this is you coming into growth. Growth and learning how to deal with what's going to be coming up ahead, as well as pulling yourself together, and also a bit of healing in there as well, okay? So you need to kind of let go of that kind of thinking that there was some kind of betrayal or some kind of loss, because really there wasn't any kind of loss there. Like I said at the top there, toxicity and stuff really serves you no purpose. Once again, down here, same thing. Toxicity doesn't serve you any purpose, especially if it's negative people, negative situations. Okay, you need to kind of cut it loose and go. Either way, the path is you either take more time thinking about what you're going to be doing at the top and go and dawdle, okay? I don't think personally you're going to be too happy with the outcome of that one, but that's your choice. This one, at least, you're trying to kind of work your way through it, as painful as it is, but maybe you're not ready for that yet, and that's fine too. Like I said, that's why there's two paths, okay? Right now, like I said, you're on a journey. You just need to realize that you do have a support system around you, and to utilize that support system instead of ignoring the fact that they're there. All right? So that's what's in store for you guys. And my last deck. Okay. It's the last one. All shiny. Shiny. Ooh, shiny. There we go. Alright. The other new deck, but not so new deck. Laugh with me? No? Okay. This is the last one that I'm going to be doing, and then we'll say bye-bye. Wonder how well this is going to do. Big cards, small space. We'll see. Could be fun. Oh dear. It was funny because I was actually like, oh, I'm going to go for a nap, and then I was like, nope, I'm awake now. Don't know what, I think tonight I'm going to work on a meditation. I'll probably be having that uploaded for you guys at some point, maybe this week. I'll see. But it's a meditation I'll also be working with for Facebook as well, for a live event. Okay, no, go back in there, you. Alright. What you guys need to know, Okay, first path. Prose. Alright, you guys up here. Alright, what you guys need to know. Nice, I haven't pulled that one before. Ooh, pretty. Pretty. Ooh, pretty. I really enjoy the imagery on these cards. They're so delightful to look at. Very delightful to look at. It's just very pleasing to the eye for me. As an artist, it's very pleasing to look at. So what you need to know, we've got the one of air. Put this over here, maybe it's less shiny. Less shiny. There we go. One of air. Or one of earth. Sorry, not air. Okay, whoever's coming in is very gruff. Okay, they're saying you need to make a choice and you need to make it now. It sounds like they're getting a bit of impatient with you on this choice thing. It sounds like you've been like dealing with the choices for a while and hemming and hawing about it. Okay. you do have your guides around you to kind of help you through this right now. You just need to listen. Okay, you need to acknowledge them. You need to know that there's symbology around you to take a look. Okay, you do have the supports around you. Okay, family supports, friend supports. You have those. Okay, those are in place too. So you do have the mundane and the spiritual supports that you need in order for these choices to come up for the situation. What you need to know is that you just need to finally put your feet down, get grounded, and finally make your choice. That's what they want you to know. Okay? The pros of the first path that you got going on here, okay, is the 3 of water, okay, which makes complete sense as I follow this along. Is that okay? Sorry, my brain's working faster than my mouth. Okay, right. So they're saying is that you finally accepted letting go of the restraints that you've had emotionally and mentally. So being able to let go of that, which is great. Awesome. That's definitely a pro. I think so. Just make sure that it's not, you're not flinging dirt at anybody while you're going around saying I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. Okay, because that can be rather hurtful to those if you've decided to chop some people out of your life, and if you're, say, in a small town, word gets around. Yeah. So just be careful how you project your happiness. I say be happy that you finally come to terms with letting go and feeling that freedom from those restraints, but just be cautious about how you express it, is what I'm getting. Okay. The cons I have is death and rebirth. Okay. The con of that is that you are not exactly 100% willing to change. That's your con. That's what they're saying. Change is required. You let go of stuff, it's time to change. So what's holding you back from this change? I'm not too sure. This change is going to promote things that you need for your self-growth, things that you need for growth mentally, emotionally, maybe even spiritually, and you need to do that, okay? So that's what you need to do. But that's the con, is that you're not willing to change anything, even though you've let go of stuff. You still need to do that change. Okay, so if you're not willing to change, well, that's the bit of a con, right? The outcome of that, if you're not willing to change, totally, change habits or whatever, is that you're still going to be sacrificing yourself, okay? Which isn't really so much as letting go now, is it? You think you're letting go, which is positive, but when we get to the outcome, you're still serving everybody else. You're still running around doing everything else for everybody. So why are you doing that to yourself? Don't do that. Come on, you were so happy. Yay, I let go of stuff, and then you won't change because you still want to serve people? Come on, don't do that to you. Okay? Much better than that. Come on now. So that's the outcome of that path. Maybe that's why they kind of want to be stern about you choosing. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit happier. So it's almost like a false kind of pro of letting go. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so we have the Six of Fire, or Six of Swords, whatever you want to look at it. Six of Fire, okay, for pros, is that you're actually ready to stand up for yourself, okay? You're ready to fight for what you stand for and fight for yourself. Okay, you're not going to take any slack, which is a pro. Okay. However, there might be some issues between you and the others, depending on who you're having this issue with or issues with other people. I don't know, group of people. Even if it's issues with yourself or your inner self. Okay. You're gonna have to just realize is that people aren't going to be overly happy about it, but at the same time you gotta live your own life, right? You gotta be you. You can't always be somebody else and make people happy. It's not gonna work for you. Okay. The pros of this, we have the Queen of Air. Okay. The cons of that is the Queen of Air is maybe because the fact that you are being a little bit too aggressive in how you communicate, how you're communicating with others around you about how you're stepping up for yourself and all that. It's fine to step up for yourself, but it's another when you are hitting a point of being kind of angry and a little bit hateful, even kind of abusive about it. So keep mindful about how you voice yourself when you are trying to fight for yourself, okay? The last card I have here is the Ten of Air. Very pretty card, very pretty, very pretty. Okay, it's Ten of Air here. Okay, this card, I hear, as soon as I touch it, I hear acceptance. Okay, so finally accepting that not everybody is going to be keen on this whole shift of personality, but that technically this is your true nature. You've just been hiding it for so long. Okay, and finally accepting yourself as well and standing up for yourself. So that is the outcome of that is acceptance, which is a beautiful thing. And once you can accept who you truly are and accept your real nature instead of a facade that you've been putting on for everyone else, that's going to make you shine. Okay? So those are your two paths that you can choose from. Okay? Is either pretend that you're going to let go of things but still serve people in the end, or stand up for yourself, be careful of how you voice things, and have acceptance at the end of it. Alright, so that's what these are telling me, and what Spirit is also telling me, because man, did they just step in and go, hey! So, there you have it. They really wanted you to know that. So hopefully that was helpful for all of you that were watching this. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Once again, don't forget about the contest that's going on through my social media pages. If you haven't seen it yet, please, I encourage you to go. I won't be doing them too often, these contests, especially because it's watercolor paint and watercolor paper. They're rather expensive. So if you haven't seen it, I encourage you, go now. All right, so take care of yourselves and Have a great week.